Hello all, welcome back again to our channel, The World of Risk. So today we have a very interesting topic and again one of the most important topics related to the risk management or the risk world. So let's dive quickly into it, and also today we have a special slide at the end. So do watch till the end because uh, we we have compiled kind of 10 most important questions that are asked in the interviews. So do stick to the end and watch the full video. It will help you a lot. So let's get straight into it. So Sarbanes-Oxley Act. So this is a name that you have heard in the world of compliance or whenever you have gone for any interview or maybe anything. So, what does Sarbanes-Oxley Act is basically? So, this act was basically passed as a law in the year 2002 on July 30th in the US. So, this act was sponsored by Senator Paul Sarbanes and Representative Michael Oxley, hence the name Sarbanes-Oxley. Now, this act has a few other names also, like Public Company Accounting Reform and Investor Protection Act and Corporate and Auditing Accountability, Responsibility and Transparent Act. So this is a act which was passed in year 2002 to protect consumers from or the public from fraudulent activities of companies or organizations. So as you can see, it was passed to help protect investors from fraudulent financial reporting by corporations. This act came into being in response to some accounting scandals that happened across the US with major organizations like Enron, Tyco International, and WorldCom. So these are major organizations in the US. Uh, they did some accounting frauds and investors lost their faith and and millions of dollars were lost. Investor money was lost, and hence Sarbanes-Oxley Act came into being. This act contains a total of 11 sections. So this act mandates certain financial practices where practices like record keeping, reporting, etc. are made mandatory for corporations. So let's see what these provisions or what the areas are. So key focus areas of the Sarbanes-Oxley Act are corporate responsibilities, increased criminal punishment, accounting regulations, and introduction of new protection. So this act also introduced one of the important bodies in the US, which is known as the Public Company Accounting Oversight Board. So this board basically is like established under the SOX Act. So now let's go and see what does basically SOX focus on or the provisions of SOX. So the as I told you that SOX has kind of 11 like provisions or 11 they have established 11 provisions basically, and out of these few provisions are very important, like the section 302. So what does 302 say? 302 mandates that reports, basically financial reports, should be reviewed and signed by senior corporate officers of the company. These include usually the CFO and CEO. Also, it states that organizations' financial statement must comply with the rules that is set by the SEC disclosure. Next is pass the internal controls in the last 90 days. So organizations reports need to pass their internal control set within the past 90 days. There should be no omissions made in the financial reports. Also, any list of deficiencies or change in internal control and fraud involving any employees must be attached in that particular declaration or the statement. So these section kind of appoints or give like responsibility to senior officials, the CFO, CEO, and make them responsible if anything goes hey in the financial reporting. So let's check the next section. It's the 404, section 404. So this requires management and auditors to establish internal controls and reporting methods. So basically, SOX brought in the concept of external auditing or independent auditors, and they come and check the financial records and the health of the company. So they also give a certificate based on this that yes, this company have reported everything correctly. So 404 requires management and auditors to establish internal controls and reporting methods. Also, organization must publish a detailed statement in their annual reports explaining the structure of internal controls used. So if you go ahead and check their annual reports, you will get a section where internal controls are explained how they have done it. Also it mentions how it should mention like how effective those controls were, whether they were able to reduce or it was a failure. These kind of information are also mentioned. Also it should mention procedures used for financial reporting, like they if you see annual report, they will mention which method they have used to report the financial statements. So let's move on to the next section, the section 802. So this section basically relates to record keeping. So here there are three rules. The first rule deals with destruction and falsification of records. The second rule strictly defines the retention period of storing records. And the third rule outlines the specific business records that companies need to store. These also include electronic communications. So what this section does is like it specifies, say for if it is a internal person of a company, the employee, if they destroy the records or try to modify the records, then they kind of go ahead and specify the timeline of the means there is a timeline that you might be in put into jail, say for 20 years for the company personnel, and if any auditor go ahead and do these kind of things, then for 10 years. So next is the retention period. So retention period was set at the section 802A. It sets the retention periods of records to 5 years from the financial year reporting. You need to store the documents for at least 5 years so that it could be audited. So these are the provisions under section 802. Now there's one more provision, the section 401. So it states that organization needs to report if there is any sudden change in financial positions or operations. So example, say a company went ahead and acquired another company. So there is a change in their financial positions. Also, it will change their operations, new addition of new personnel, new business lines. So you need to report these kind of changes immediately. Or say a CEO is leaving the company, or a CFO has left the company, or any high personnel have left the company, or any other personnel left the organization. So you need to report these kind of sudden changes in a company. So this is what kind of the SOX major provisions were. Now let's go ahead and see the top 10 questions that are asked in the SOX interview. So the first would be explain the background and objectives of Sarbanes-Oxley Act. What are the key provisions of the Sarbanes-Oxley Act? What is the role of Public Company Accounting Oversight Board, the PCAOB? Then what are the some of the examples of internal controls mandated by Sarbanes-Oxley Act? So discuss any challenges or criticism associated with the Sarbanes-Oxley Act. What is SOX testing? What are the internal audits necessary? Why internal audits are necessary? Then we also get questions on Sarbanes-Oxley Act. How has it influenced the global corporate governance practices? Apart from US, how it has gone ahead and made influence in the world, then what were the key events or scandals that led to the enactment of the SOX Act in 2002? Then there is key focus area of SOX. So these are the common questions that we have seen in the Sarbanes Oxley Act been asked. So there are more questions related to audits. These are also asked, but these are the top 10 questions that you can expect in any of the interviews. So this is kind of what we had for Sarbanes-Oxley Act, because it is a very big topic, and if you want me to cover a detailed explanation of the SOX, so do comment down, please. And also, I have seen that many people have come and viewed the channel, they have viewed the course, they have went through the lecture, but the subscription rate is not at that par. So I request you guys, please, please go ahead and click on that subscribe button, like the video, comment down what you think, because this really motivates me to make more videos and helps me creating content. So if you guys comment down what you want to see next, or say if you have any doubts in this course, you want a detailed explanation, it will definitely help me out. Also, I'll go to the next slide, which is a big thank you to all of you. We have successfully crossed the 500 mark, and we are moving towards the 1000 subscriber mark. We are at 654 subscriber, and this could not have been done without your love and support. So keep supporting me and keep subscribing the channel. Let's make it a hit, and please watch the full video. So this is my request. And once there will be say we are on the way to like 1000 subscribers and above, there might be a surprise giveaway from my end. So keep looking for that also. And thank you so much and have a great day ahead, guys.